How many issues do you want to point out? Point them all out?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna put, I think, the progress that we made in the end of this video, and at the beginning here, I'm gonna just kind of express to you guys it's not a simple swap. No. It's not as easy as we thought it was gonna be.
No, definitely. I mismeasured a couple times.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it is what it is. We just gotta fix it.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. It sucks. But luckily RJ was here.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. That's the major part. I mismeasured the initial measurements on the front axle, so we have to change that because it actually is different.
Yeah.
Not that we mismeasured when we were putting it together. We mismeasured when we were measuring to do the swap.
Yeah.
So it turns out there's more swapping. And
what I bought was a little different too, because even mine were 6 inches off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell here. Well, mine were I don't know which ones were 6 inches, but you can obviously tell here on this side that is the factory spring perch.
Right here.
Yes.
Here's the new one we just
Here's the new one that we just made, but that is the factory location on actually RJ. So we'll go ahead and reference that because this is actually RJ's axle, as you'll see later on in the video.
And we did assume, or at least I did, that this was going to be a bolt-in swap because it is a GM 14-bolt axle.
Yes.
In roughly the same year range. It was 1979. So, assumingly, which was a mistake, this should have unbolted from there and bolted right in.
Definitely.
So fortunately, we had enough room not to move the perches, cut the old ones off. We did move them. We didn't have to cut the old ones off, but we did have to build new ones because no one had them in stock.
Yeah.
And then weld them all up. And the back's looking good now. We were able to get a tiny bit more lift out of it.
Yeah, as you can tell here, that this one sits about a ½ an inch lower than this one. So we are able to get a little bit of lift out of it. And the only reason this looks is because we use scrap metal pieces laying around. That's the only way, or that's the only reason, as you can tell, it hangs a lot lower. So when you're seeing this, it's gonna look like it's crooked, and it's only because we use scrap metal to fill this in. Obviously, you can tell that this line does not go straight across. It is actually on an angle. So when you're looking at this, guys, it's not crooked like you think. However, we are gonna tighten. These aren't even tight to the max. You can tell that there's some, you can see gap through over here. So we still gotta tighten everything down. This is just kind of like a mock-up and kind of a point to where we're calling it quits for the night. Yeah. So I'll take you up here to the front and I will go ahead and show you a little bit of a difference with the measurements also. So on this side, let me get my phone out here that keeps going off because...
One more thing in the back. Also, the rear drive shaft, we need an adapter U-joint, which we kind of figured we would.
Yeah.
We're going from that GM 14 bolt, which is a 3/4/1 ton, from the 10 bolt.
Yeah.
So the yoke is just different. So we need a different U-joint. So that's another hurdle we had to cross.
Yeah, which we'll get that addressed. That's just newer parts. But as you can tell here on the front also, that spring perch doesn't line up. It is about 1.5 inches off of where we need it to be, as this side over here is sitting almost flush. It will come this direction, I'd say about 1/2 inch yet, and it will actually rotate up. Like this axle's just sitting here, guys. It's just so that we can call it a quits for the night and kind of just give you a brief update of what is going on. That way, if I do not make it to the event, you will understand why. So the other thing, which isn't a big deal, is we have this. I need to source some parts because that is way too rusty. That is not going to adjust out very well. So I'm going to have to source some new parts for this, which is fine. We're going to replace them anyway. We should replace them. But I want to have a good alignment. I don't want to have anything crazy. I don't want to have anything crooked. Luckily for you guys, if you remember when I did RJ, I had put brand new calipers and I put brand new brake hoses on the front. So we do have brand new brake hoses and everything that we'll go ahead and attach, and everything will be hunky-dory. So we're falling behind, but it happens.
We're struggling, guys.
Definitely. To say the least, it was a super frustrating day, and I think you will see by some of the video that I actually, posted while we were working on RJ and everything. It was a little bit of a frustrating day, but it's part of building something that no one has built before. Yep. If it was something that was textbook, we would have, you know, you guys' instruction on how to actually do everything 100%. But
you got to remember, we're tearing a 79 four-wheel drive van apart
Yeah.
and building a 2006 2007 Honda Civic.
Definitely. Now it is obviously the K5 Blazer and everything, but you guys get what we're saying. Then what he was saying here with the U joint, you can tell, I think you'll be able to see, yeah, look at the gap you can see in the actual cap itself. Let me get my phone again and you'll really be able to tell, but there is a gap you can see straight to the floor. Oh, I can't get my arm in there. If I go this way, you can see in the cap up top there, see the little bit of light that's coming through at the cap. So it is, there you go, you can really see it there.
Wrong diameter.
Yeah, so we do gotta have to source another diameter U joint, which it is what it is. We're learning here. You can tell this side is actually squared off. See how nice that side looks? Because again, it is scrap metal, but that cut over there was just kind of sloppy and quick, and we were sort of frustrated and just ready to be done. I told Danny, I was like, just weld it up, who cares? You can tell on this side it's definitely a lot straighter and everything, but guys, that's just a loose piece of scrap metal we had laying around, so don't pick Danny apart for it being crooked or looking crooked in the video. But this is where I'm going to end it off, guys. I am going to show some of the video that we did do today, and we'll kind of pick back up with it. So I do still plan on going to the 4-wheel jamboree with the Bruce. Hopefully we'll get everything buttoned up 100% tomorrow. I have a few hours that we can spend on it tomorrow, and Friday's kind of a busy day. Danny both works, and I actually have a bunch of things going on Friday. So Friday's kind of out of the question for us. We just got a lot to do, guys. But I'm going to leave it off here, and I'll touch back with you guys in a minute. Good morning, Danny. How are you this morning?
Are you recording?
I am.
You're being awful nice again.
It's good to see you this morning. How are you? I hope I didn't wake you from all the noise.
It's lovely.
Well, that's good. Well, while you were in there resting, I'm ready to get the axles out of it.
Unbelievable. Step out for 2 seconds and you act like I've never been here. You're still attached there somehow, buddy.
We're still attached.
How are you still attached?
Just the doubt, then, I would assume. Right on.
Yeah. That was a pain to get in, so.
Yeah. Remember when you told me to work smarter, not harder?
You actually listened?
I wouldn't say I wanted to listen, but I did. Take this one with you, Bill. They want to talk about their journey so far on the Bruce. You guys go talk it out.
They just want to have fun.
Oh, hold on, we're still with the cable. Go down a little. Good morning, guys, and welcome to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am Send It Steven. Obviously, we are back at Danny's garage, and it's time to do an axle swap.
We're well underway.
Well underway.
All out by myself.
You guys already seen the video, but anyway, you can tell. Look whose hands are doing what.
I had gloves on.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, Danny did actually help, but we got the Bruce here. We're ready to do our 8-lug axle swaps. We're going to call them 8-lug since you guys want to call them 3/4 ton and, you know, have controversy, which I get it. They are 3/4 ton, but 1 ton says it and it's easier to type out. Anyway, we're here to do the axle swap. And as you can tell, we're ready to roll the new ones in.
No. First, we got to take the new old ones out.
Yeah.
And then we can roll them in.
Definitely.
These are out. Let's roll these out. And this thing stinks, by the way. It smells absolutely like fuel, like raw fuel.
Absolutely. I got to fix the fuel line, guys. It was just kind of leaking. And the tank, I don't have the fuel tank sending unit in all the way because I have a new one coming.
Don't use that.
No?
No.
I'm going to use it. I don't have the fuel sending unit in all the way. So it kind of just is open fumes inside the trunk.
And in here.
And in here, obviously. I told you to leave it outside.
If we act a little goofy, it's definitely because we're high on
Definitely. Well, plug and chug. I can edit, you know. I don't usually try to, but I can edit this out. I don't think Danny's ever welded a day in his life, but he's trying. A for effort.
Yeah, not bad for a first timer.
Not terrible. All right, well, if you guys did know, we do have the rear in the garage now, obviously. And the spring perches are too far out, as you can tell, on the 1 ton, 3/4 ton, whatever you guys want to call it. Don't really care. So we're gonna go ahead and make our own. We ran down to the local fab shop and they went ahead and we gave them the measurements. They punched out what we needed, and now we're gonna go ahead and tack it all up, and we'll be able to get our pinion angle straightened. I know a bunch of you guys were complaining about your pinion angle isn't good and this and that, and we're gonna go ahead and take care of that. Right, Danny?
You're recording sideways.
No, I'm not. Anything you want to, you know, add to this?
It's hot outside and we've been wrestling with that.
Yeah.
So yes.
It's hot. I'm a little miserable, guys, but we are gonna stick to it.
We do have air in here, so.
Yeah, there is an air conditioner right there blowing on us, so it's a little better in here. But another thing I want to show you is we actually did use, you can tell, the wheels, tires, and the axle off of dun 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 RJ. So as you do know, that is the Civic axle. We have it underneath here, and it doesn't fit at all where it needs to be or anything like that because the spring perches are all in different spots. So that's why we're a little exhausted. We're a little drained right now. We've been obviously fighting this for a few hours now, but nonetheless, RJ, you served us well, buddy. We had some fun with you while we can. Vince is completely done with it at this point. He wants to go ahead and turn his attention to building some kind of rat rod thing. So definitely check out Tunnel Chaser and thank him. We're gonna use his front axle. We're gonna use, obviously, his rear axle. And obviously you guys do know that I had my own, but Vince is done with the van. He's just kind of over it. He's had his fun with it, and he's ready to move on. As you do know, I do have my own axles here, but the real reason is these are 355 gears and Vince has 456s in his. So I kind of negotiated a price. Vince actually needs my axles for his other project anyway because of his transmission and everything that he is using. He's using a Turbo 400 for the build, but I'm not going to give you all the details, but we worked out a good price and a good deal. So I will still have the Dana 44 and the Dana 60 rear. Now the Dana 60 rear may end up working its way back into the 53 build, but we're not here to talk about that. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but I still have those axles if I need them for another project. So we're going to go back inside here, get our pinion angles and everything up and where they need to be, and get the rear tossed in the Bruce, and then I got to come out here, rip the front end out of RJ here, and we'll be good to go, ready to plug and chug. Oh, you ready to weld? Okay, go ahead. Well, thanks for coming out of the air conditioning, Danny.
Yeah, it's hot. Let's get this job done.
Gotta admit, that's a little funny. this van was pristine. Sorry, RJ. Thank you for donating your life to us.
What a sad sight.
I wish you guys could actually see RJ. I'm gonna be kind of quiet. RJ is in shambles right now. We literally, look, he's got, look, he's got my wheel and it's not sitting under right because it's a way narrow.
Ratchet strap.
Yeah, it's got a ratchet strap on it. Like, we had a rough day, guys. I definitely want to show you guys all this. This axle's not even under. We still got a jack and everything laying. Everything's crooked. It doesn't line up. But look at all the bugs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy
No wonder
smokes.
we were getting bit up.
Yeah. So we're just gonna stop where we're at, guys, and kind of call it an evening. Well, now that you guys see there, that's kind of the stressing. You can see it in my face that I was definitely super stressed throughout the day. But like I said, we're building something one off. You're never gonna see another one of these. And if you do, it might be built better. I don't really know. I mean, at this point, I'm ready to go home. I got an hour and a half drive. So guys, if you like the content, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. And don't forget about knivesdeal.com, guys. 10% off, promo code Tennessee. You can win yourself a Jeep. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next video.